All right, Power Book 2, Ghost, Season 3, Episode 7, Deal or No Deal. Russians come through and start wetting shit to let the Tejadas know that they will lose the war. Gordo is pissed at Monet for bringing him to the crib with a war going on, but she wants Gordo to stay away from Drew. Gordo tells her to shut the hell up, and she texts Drew and Kane to have a meeting.
All of this shit's sick. Like you knew Drew and Gordo was a thing before you sent Gordo over there to do that shit. Like, you foul as fuck. Then you got the nerve to turn around and try to play protective mommy. Nigga, this would never be an issue if not for you. She is literally the monster that they want Ghost to be. Because when in hell would Ghost ever set up Tariq's girlfriend to murder Tasha? For any reason.
Never.
For any reason at all. He had some problems with what Tasha was going on. He wouldn't handle that shit himself. You remember Terry Silver?
Yeah.
Okay. He's not using his children's significant others. Like, it's a lot of sick shit going on behind the scenes with Monet right now.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Reek calls Lauren to provide information to him about what kind of case the feds have. Lauren seems to understand that Tariq is a monster, and Reek tells her how Raina died. Lauren seems hesitant to believe everything that Tariq says.
As she should. Because that was a whole crock of shit. Like, okay, yes, Ray was a dirty cop. And yes, he killed your sister because he was looking for you. Why the fuck was a dirty cop looking for you, Tariq? Why? Why the fuck was a dirty cop? No. Oh my God. Damn it. Like, these rationalizations get very frustrating sometimes.
Sure.
And then it seemed like it played with her a little bit too. Like, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, you didn't know that? So why are you so smart? Why does it make it okay all of a sudden for you if it was a dirty cop that killed Tariq's sister? That just absolves everything for Tariq, right? That absolves everything. You're not the least bit interested in why the fuck this nigga was entangled up with a dirty ass cop in the first place. Now, he's not lying about this whole situation with Effie. We know that because we've seen how it played out. But, man, quit trying to justify the character, man. Go ahead and put him on that downward slide like you did St. Patrick, like you did Jamie. Since there's no possible way that these stories could ever turn out like anything else, right?
Facts.
Only one way selling drugs could go. People kill me, boy. I swear to God.
Speaking of which, Tommy and Lala get it on, and after they finish, Lala asks Tommy if he's okay. Tommy explains that he thought him and Ghost would be good by now, and then explains that Ghost is literally like his brother. Lala explains that she knows that Tommy is selling drugs on Wall Street, and Tommy flips out. She even explains how everything with the coffee shop is obvious as shit. Well, actually, she calls it genius, but if she could catch on to it, clearly the cops could too.
It's obvious as shit, and they gonna get that. They gonna get that piece too. I mean, it's not like they had a choice. It's not like they had a choice. It was a gun to their heads to make them do something to move that product. But damn, man, they running fast and loose. They're definitely running fast and loose.
I guess my problem is if we weren't dealing with literally the world's worst DEA agent and two-timing lawyer.
They already figured this shit out. If it took if it took old girl Westin Holdings like a day to figure it out, then it probably wouldn't have taken the cops too much longer.
Facts. Lala doesn't know why Tommy cares about Ghost. That's when Kanan texts Tommy about an emergency meeting.
It's funny how a dude that you met in college is your brother, and a dude that ain't never caught a body for you. Now he caught a charge, but with him being who he was, it wasn't all that risky for him.
For sure. Monet discusses Noma with the team. Kane explains that the drugs will be taken off the street, leaving Wall Street as their only income for the time being. Monet is concerned that with the areas being vacant for too long, the Russians may try to take over. Monet looks at Tariq for help, but he's more into his phone than what stupid plan she's about to come up with. Monet tells all the niggas to get the fuck out of the room, and unfortunately Kane calls Brayden a nigga, which he responds with, "Really? Dope."
So gleeful.
Monet goes to speak with Tariq directly, and it turns out that despite not having empathy for no one in her own family, she can for Tariq and his Lauren issue. Funny enough, she calls Tariq her thinker because the way Brayden been pulling strings all season, she might need to, consult Brayden as opposed to Tariq.
Well, I mean, Tariq is giving her results, though. Whenever she has some random need for information, Tariq seems to be able to provide. So the way that she so easily moves him off of the whole Lauren trip, is I get that she's trying to, like, refocus him, right? Like, she's trying to get his mind back on what's important, or at least back on what she needs him to focus on at the moment. Mm-hmm. But is the most effective way to do that to tell him to quit acting like a bitch over the girl that he supposedly just lost? Like, if Lauren was actually dead and Tariq thought that she was actually dead, and he responded to him with, "Hey, yo, get off that bitch assness. I need you to help me figure this shit out." I just don't feel like that's the smoothest way of trying to pry something good out of somebody, the way that they tried to show it on the show.
Sax and Davis pull up on Theo, and Davis asks Sax about Lauren, and Sax tells Davis that there's nothing there. Non-Redman Theo walks in, and bro looks much sicker than he did the last time. They
looks sick as hell.
As fuck. As fuck. They try to run a test trial, and Davis lies to bro and tells him he's doing a great job at acting, because we know that's bullshit. Literally, the actor is terrible at acting. But anyway, the chemistry between them is gone too. We didn't get too many scenes with Redman and Method Man, but I felt like there was a little bit more chemistry.
It's awkward now. Like, and this is where you would really want to see that emotion. And again, I mean, Red, chose to not come back for whatever reasons. It is what it is. But it is an unfortunate circumstance, because you're right, the chemistry is just not there.
Yeah.
It's not what it was with Redman and Method Man. So, like, when they arguing about we ain't got there yet.
The Castillos are pissed about being involved in the war with Drew, and they're going above Gordo to get a 50-50 split. They take it to a vote after Drew leaves.
Yeah, they wilding too.
A little bit, yeah.
Wilding too. But then again, you kind of gotta blame Gordo, because he's the reason why they got all these niggas in the tizzy in the first place, and he's doing that without his family's approval. Bruh, does Monet forget that she took that information to his mother first? What's your plan? Like, you just do stuff to get to the next fuck up, like the next problem that you have to fix.
No, that's a fact.
There's no thought to that at all. The minute that man comes up missing, she's gonna be like, "Oh, I know exactly who did it. Get your straps, let's go." I got your front door. You don't even got the time to run. She is on you. It's so dumb. So dumb.
It is. Eddie A. Sullivan and Sax meet up over some beers. Sax needs Sullivan to swap out someone in the board to give Theo a real chance. Sax admits to Davis having Rage Cop's file. It's weird that Sax then gets pissed at Sullivan all of a sudden when they were just enjoying beers together. Sax is upset that Sullivan doesn't get her hands dirty. He also comes to the conclusion that Lauren is talking to Tariq.
I think I just figured out how this shit is all going to dissolve. Sax is going to stack the probation board for Theo to get off, to get better access to some concrete evidence that makes Davis the consigliere. Now, while Davis is still oblivious to all of this, plot. I don't think that'll ever get explained. Sharpest lawyer, sharpest nail in the box through the first season of Ghost. Sharpest nail in the box through the second season of Ghost. Dumb as a square banana in season 3.
Yep.
Like, oblivious, totally oblivious. But Sax is going to be the one that actually does the exchange. Sax is the one that meets the board member. Sax is the one who is asking for the bribe money from Davis. Sax is the one who's at risk here. And as long as Jenny Sullivan says, I didn't know shit about shit. I didn't know nothing about nothing. I didn't know anything. I put a parole advisory board together as is standard, and, that guy just happened to be on there. But Sax was the one who made the bribe. I didn't know anything about it. So Sax is really the one who's out on the lam right now. Davis didn't go make that payment.
Yeah.
And there's no proof. He can't, since he paid him in cash, he can't prove that Davis gave him that money. Sax is at jeopardy right now. The minute that Jenny signals that she's willing to use that against Cooper for some reason, Cooper's going to be able, I feel like, to torpedo the case. Because he told her, he said, if I feel like you're fucking me again, I'm going to burn you. That's foreshadowing if I ever heard it.
No, for sure.
And now they've provided the situation by which Shax would be in enough jeopardy legally to flip. Because clearly he don't give a damn about lying to Davis or sending him to jail or lying to Tariq or lying to anybody on the other side. He doesn't. It's not going to be the moral compass. He's going to have to be in legal jeopardy from the people that he thought was protecting him to burn her. And they just gave us the situation as to why that's going to happen. So I think that's what's going on.
For sure. Tariq gets Tate to call in the Russian drop so that Tate looks good and that it takes out the Russian ops. Tariq calls Davis and lets him know that Sax is on bullshit based off of him lying about Lauren.
Davis. Hello, Davis. Hello. Maybe he's playing possum.
Could be.
I tell you what. I'm about tired of him opening up stuff around Sax. I tell you that.
Thank you.
I'm tired of him opening all these secret compartments around Sax. Swear to God.
A homeboy from the funeral, Kai, is on absolute fuck shit. Him and Monet are drinking at the Tejada crib and Drew pulls up. Drew's about to kill that nigga for obvious reasons. Monet don't fuck with none of her family but will smile for everybody else. That is until she's playing her family. She's now telling Drew that Gordo is whipped and that they can be something.
And I'm sitting there listening to her. I'm like, okay, well, maybe she's trying to be halfway honest with it. But then I'm realizing, like, she's telling Drew to keep control of the relationship. When Gordo told her that she wasn't going to do shit and that she was going to keep on plunging in the pudding on her son, her wheels got turning immediately. She was already, okay, let me go into my fuck shit files. How can we get out of this? And so now she's telling Drew, all right, nah, you just make sure you the top. You make sure you in control and that, you know, his family don't have his ear and that you have his ear. Because I may need you to do some shit when this set is all said and done, and I don't want you asking no questions when it needs to be done. And that's exactly how that shit played out. Mans didn't ask a single question
At all.
Plot.
Yeah. I know Light Skin Keisha has some better music than what she played in this episode.
I was so disappointed. I was like, yo, this shit trash.
Oh, so bad.
Either you got horrible while you started acting, or they just went through your Rolodex and was like, can't play this. I can't imagine that they couldn't play any of her songs on Stars, though.
I was like, I know I've heard better from her before, so, like, there's no way. But okay, this shit is garbage.
And this cringe-ass after-school special rap. You sound like she made that on the set. Like,
you know? She freestyled the entire song. The Diddy son that didn't play Crown and Raising Kanan or doesn't have a song on the radio with Kodak Black announces that Salim is hitting the stage with some spoken word. And Mans puts Diana's name in a bar. She dips because his flow was absolutely trash and he follows her.
Oh.
She literally...
If I cringe even harder, I'll be a fossil.
She literally tells bro that his poem was corny.
She didn't have to do him like that.
She didn't.
Like, it's bad enough that you fucked Tariq before y'all even had like a official conversation on how y'all was moving forward. Like, okay, you know, it is, y'all young, I guess that shit kind of happens, and maybe they wasn't official, but then again, he was in them draws. So it is kind of bad enough that he was walking up to apologize to you, and he had to walk towards, you know, you getting your cheeks beat in your dorm room the night after y'all had your first real fight, like first actual fight.
Yeah.
So that was a little weird, but I think they came on so strong in her response to Celine, which I think is at least partially influenced by Tariq, right? She feels like, I got Tariq now, so to hell with Celine. That's a bit of it.
Sure.
But they also do a little bit, you know, towards the end of the episode to kind of balance it out and make us feel less bad for Celine.
No, for sure.
Which they had to, because the way they were setting this shit up, she tore my boy heart out, stomped on it at the spoken word.
No, facts. And then she said, I'm not one of your groupies. And I had to go,
what groupies, fam? Yo, I'll be like, what groupies do this man have?
Holy, where did that come from?
Let me find out.
Tariq comes to Effie to ask for the picture from Noma, and she tries to use it to get back in the business. He claims he can't trust her, and she claims she can't trust him back. Tariq claims he doesn't know why he ever fucked her in the first place.
Fucked with her.
Did I say fucked her?
Yes.
I literally wrote fucked with her.
That's nuts.
Oh, well.
Oh, man. I guess somebody was getting uncomfortable with Tariq having 3 girlfriends, so we got to get Effie on to Kane.
Yeah.
You know? Which, honestly, I feel like that's an honest transition. From what we've been seeing so far, it's believable. I think those 2 personality types match up a lot more than Tariq and Effie. I think their backgrounds are a lot more similar than Tariq and Effie's. I think coming from the trajectory that Effie and Kane came from, more of a rags to riches story as opposed to riches to nonsense, which is Tariq's story.
Sure.
Like, she's looking at Tariq the same way Kane looking at him, like, you soft baby doo-doo trust fund baby out here playing gangster.
Yeah.
For real. That's been my attitude. That's been Kane's attitude. It's slowly starting to become Effie's attitude. Because she's seeing, like, yo, I know the stuff I do is terrible, but I accept it. Huh? Mm-hmm. Me and Kane both accept our monstrous selves. Monstrous, that's not a word. Our monstrous selves. We accept it. We embrace it because it's who we have to be to stay alive in this business. Right? Tariq wastes so much time trying to convince everybody that he's just a product of his upbringing. He wants people to believe so bad that he is a victim of circumstance. Damn, if you would have stayed a victim of your circumstance, you'd have made it out of here just fine.
Brayden ends up finding this warehouse area in the building and notices a bunch of information, some of which was being shredded and taken out, which sends him...
Oh, they in there Madoffing. Them niggas down there Enron the hell out the business.
Oof, yikes. Do you think that it stops at Uncle Lucas?
What I know of Brayden's father versus what I know of Brayden's uncle, I could believe it. I could believe it, especially if Papa Westin is in such an executive position that he doesn't have to be there on the day-to-day. I could easily see how something like that could happen. Did it start with him? Remember that little conversation we had last week on Snowfall about different people's criminality and how it ends up working out for some in these type of storytellings?
Yeah.
As opposed to others, or just in real life. You know, if we want to break it down that farther. The Westins are definitely part of that ilk, right? Whether it was, you know, some illegal practices with their companies. I'm sure there's probably some slavery in there at some point.
Oh, 100%.
You know, like, it just is what it is.
Yeah.
This is what it is. But see, somehow, we don't have this, like, idea that criminality is a one-way street to destitution. Corner boys selling drugs. Oh, you gonna end up dead or in jail. Wall Street brokers stealing from their investors and falsely reporting numbers to the SEC. Oh, I mean,
it's not a big deal.
You know, they do that kind of stuff all the time. People use drugs all the time, too.
Effie goes to the locker spot and immediately notices the camera, which, of course, Diana's green ass didn't realize it, but Effie spots it pretty quickly.
Yeah, because she's not a bozo. God damn, Diana. Big fat ass school camera up there on top of the bricks. You ain't see that. Soon as she busts around the corner, she synced it.
Yeah. Tate tells Tariq that the bust is happening. The Russian boss is pissed. Tate is in front of CNN and Spectrum News giving a press conference that ADA Sullivan and Blanca are watching. Angela's nephew is back and apparently a part of the RICO crew now. The team keeps coincidentally putting shit together based off of absolutely
Thank you. Off of no
nothing,
evidence.
Nothing
at all. It's like, hey, yo, we don't have enough time for them to figure this shit out, so we just gonna give it to them. I'm thinking, we know that Tariq and Tate are working together. Why? Based on what? Exactly. What have you come away with that's concrete enough to say that they are working in tandem?
Nothing. Like, literally, there was that, and then the fact that Brayden and Tariq must be selling out of Westin Holdings, but she has literally no proof of either thing.
And why the hell do you just know? Why is there like a national? Well, yeah, there actually is a national gang database. Never mind.
Well, sure.
I'm like, why does she know everybody's affiliates so easily? Are you a Rolodex of drug dealers and their known affiliations?
She has it memorized.
The Russians run business with the Castillos. Well, that's very fucking convenient for you. Because that places you exactly one step away from figuring the whole damn thing out, now doesn't it?
Yes.
How convenient for the story.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're not doing any police work. They standing in the room talking about stuff and coming up with answers that just happen to be right.
Like, literally, so much of this episode was found out from them based off of Blanca's fucking hunches, and then they do the work after the fact. It's just like, come on. Really? Kane and Effie meet up, and Kane gives her a little bit of drug that she can move. Then he attempts to give her money to cover the rest of her tuition problem. She plays stubborn, but we all know that this will change at some point.
And I think Kane respects the fact that she goes so hard not to take the money.
Oh,
that's
for sure.
That's one of the things Tariq initially respected out of Effie. And it seems to be one of the things that Kane is appreciating even more. That, like, all right, she don't want to be treated like no floozy. She don't want to be treated like no flued out girl. She's trying to earn the money.
Sure.
And she's serious about earning the money.
And nothing's wrong with that. I mean, well, aside the fact that she sells drugs to do it, but, there's nothing wrong with having a little hustle mentality, I guess.
Yeah, a lot of people do amoral things for money. It's so funny how people can easily identify drugs as like this scourge. And it's like, man, sheesh, if only y'all felt that way about OnlyFans.
Facts. Professor Bennett is talking about fair wages for labor in class. How no one in this class notices that the second someone has a grievance, they want to settle it by like looking at the person directly and then loudly and aggressively speaking at them. It's like, fam, am I in class or at a battle rap event? Like that's how they solve everything in this fucking class.
Like they just put their own personal beefs into the arguments.
Like, stop doing that. You don't have to do that. Like, I would understand if they, like, talk sly about somebody or whatever, but they stare directly at the person and then do it.
I don't know. It depends on the motivation.
Why?
Well, y'all clearly broken up.
and why does nobody ever notice it or calls it out or anything? Like, I hate that.
I think they do, but they all talking shit to each other, so it's just like, it's only like 12 of us in this class. We got to be close.
Right. Diana gets a call from Monet, and apparently she's been declining Monet's calls. I would too if my mom was asking me, what's wrong? Like you do. Like, she always does that. Like, stop answering the phone like that.
Right now, you.
What's wrong, Diana?
You at the moment.
Jesus Christ, I'm not answering you either. All of a sudden, Monet wants to take care of this family now that Lorenzo's gone, because she ain't shit. She ain't shit.
That Lorenzo Ghost told her they're going to find out, Monet. And when they do, it will never forgive you. And that's sitting in the back of her head.
But then she's using them at the same time. Like, Jesus. Like, come on.
Well, but again, she's doing bullshit to protect the secret.
No, for sure. For sure.
She's going to do any and everything she can to make sure that shit is deaded. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I would not be surprised if she take a shot at Gordo's mom next episode. Preemptively, before she even has a chance to say anything to anyone about it.
Yep. And then for whatever reason, that'll bring 88 Sullivan and Blanca back to her house to find more clues based off of a hunch.
Ugh. Lord.
Sax tells Davis the name of the palm he needs to grease, and while Davis is licking his chops at the opportunity to do some illegal shit, Davis is aware of the consequences that potentially await if he's caught.
The foreshadow is heavy-handed as hell. He telling you, now Sax, I just got a phone call from Tariq earlier where he's telling me that he's absolutely sure there's an investigation into Lauren's death, and you were trying to pitch me the whole, he's paranoid story. Interesting. Now you, not squeaky clean, but Cooper Sacks is coming here asking me to bribe a parole board, and it was your suggestion. I had reserved myself to Theo not getting out of jail because he couldn't do this. Mm-hmm. You suggested that we bribe a board member, a parole board member, and then you found a parole board member, and you determined the bribe amount. There are consequences, Sachs, for identifying a judge to bribe, getting that judge placed on the panel, and then paying said judge. Is there consequences for sitting the fuck back here and then giving you some money and turning my damn back? Probably not. Probably not. Because you won't be able to prove that you did it at my behest. Every step that was taken had your face all over it. He's literally trying to tell you, you're going to fuck around and you're going to find out. Maybe we need to make the chart for him where fuck around meets find out.
Is this where we discuss the fact that Davis then does the dumbest thing I think I've ever seen him do, which is open a safe full of cash right in front of him?
Right in front of him, yeah.
In his office, where he also found the burner phone in the file.
Now that is going to have to be accounted for. Like, why are you sitting on all this cash?
Like, come on.
What is all this about? Yeah, what's all this about? You don't usually invoice your clients. Nope. You just take cash, huh? Okay.
Yep.
And who did this cash come from again? What client?
Monet Tejada.
Can we see your books?
No.
Oh, man. Lord have mercy.
You've already seen them. They've been sitting in my office next to the smoking gun.
Next to the key to my secret safe in my office that I open regularly in front of people.
Next to the diamond that I got payment for from Tariq. All sorts of shit.
There?
No, it's not. But like, come on, like. He's got all sorts of.
She been got that.
He's got all sorts of just illegal shit that's just always up in his office. Like, fam, you gotta stop.
Fam, you don't got a storage locker. You don't got a safe in the floor. Like, why is everything here?
It's so easily accessible. Like,
he shows everybody where it is.
Brayden staying late at Westin Holdings to look at some of that info. Tariq is double texting Lauren. I almost missed this shit the first go around, but I was so confused and I watched it again. Angela's nephew was the bum, which I think eventually we found out, but I had to watch it again to even realize that at first. And so he's looking through a whole bunch of trash and he finds Jesus Christ. He finds the little cup with the false bottom and then realizes that.
Okay. Can I explain how unlikely this would be?
Very unlikely.
So you order drugs through a coffee app, drink the coffee and throw the drugs away. You got on an app that's a front for coffee delivery for the expressed purpose of buying drugs, buying narcotics. And you mean to tell me that man found one with the narcotics still in it?
Well, at least the bag that the narcotics came in, still in the cup.
It's not even Starbucks. So the idea that somebody would be ordering it for the coffee, very low. Only people that know about this fucking app are buying it for drugs.
Well, I think what they're trying
to... the drugs still be in there?
They're unintentionally having us think that the person did the drugs, took the bag, put it back into the cup, and then closed the cup again.
Guys, if he found it in the dumpster outside, that means they're just throwing drugs away inside of Westin Holdings. Like, there are trash cans, there are waste bins inside of Westin Holdings that have coke in them. Is that supposed to be the intricate drug delivering business that we've been watching for the last 5 episodes? I don't think so. Can we make the cops work a little bit harder, please? Like, just a little bit.
No.
Just a little bit.
No. Nope. Sachs pays bro for the bribe. However, they do it in the least discreet way ever. If I ever see 2 white men exchanging a briefcase, I'm just assuming they're doing something illegal, especially when one of them has a trench coat on. I'm just assuming it. I'm calling the police, fam. What are y'all up to?
Hey, yo, this is you know what I think it might happen? I think since Jenny set it up and she knew what he was going to do and what he was going to do, she probably has pictures of Sachs making that handoff as insurance because she doesn't trust Sachs anymore. I think she trusted the fact that she knew he wanted to get with her, and she could kind of use that to her advantage. And once all of that shit kind of went to the wayside, well, now I don't have a stronger grip on Cooper Saxe as I'd like, and he's a linchpin to this case. So let me get some insurance. And when she shows him that, that's when Saxe starts squirreling around trying to find a way to burn her.
Facts, for sure. I just want to let it be known that if I ever see two white men exchanging a briefcase, I'm just going to assume that it's cash, drugs, insider trading, launch codes, some shit, and it shouldn't be in their hands and they're exchanging money. I'm calling the cops.
Oh, you the ops now. Okay.
Yeah, for white men in trench coats exchanging briefcases, absolutely.
Alrighty, Officer Josh, reporting for duty. Face the ass.
Diana pulls up on Salim at the store and bro immediately threatens to call the cops.
He's bugging now. He is absolutely bugging. He's acting like Whitman now. He's acting like Rage Cop.
That's a fact.
I'm gonna call the police. Get out.
Diana Googles this nigga and finds out that he's some nigga named Trevor from Maryland. Fuck the name. Bro is Carlton. It's Carlton.
This nigga made up a story about having a single black mother and was adopted by some white folks.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh wee. Ooh wee. Ooh wee.
Yep.
Not you changing your name from Trevor to Salim.
Salim Freeman. That's nuts.
Why is it that Diana found this out about you?
You know?
It just had to have been some old, like, Facebook post, some kind of shit, some old shit. Why is this just now coming out?
And why is he surprised at the fact that she probably Googled him when he did the exact same thing to her and their family?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Bro gets mad and Diana threatens to go public with the info. Then she blackmails him to give her a raise and give more of his hours to people who need it, which is a dope move. Salim then has a panic attack and runs home to his dresser to hit a bump. Because he's Carlton. He's Carlton from Bel Air.
Oh, poor Salim.
He's going to die by the end of the season. Just
poor guy.
Throwing that out there. Monet waits until Drew, Kane, and her are in the building to tell Drew to go watch the car because he gave Kyle that sass earlier. Like, literally, they walk into the building, and then she says, go wait in the car. You couldn't just tell me to wait in the car while we're in the car?
No, Josh, because she's remembering that she has to use her burner phone to Gordo to try to set up Homeboy, and she needs to be in there alone when that happens.
No, it's fine, but why wouldn't he be able to just stay in the car?
No, she's probably remembering because this is a poorly formed plan.
Okay.
And so, like, as she's walking in the car, she's like, fuck, I gotta plant this phone. Drew, go back to the car.
All right, fair enough.
Nate, you stay back here too. Let me go back in here and act like I'm gonna suck his dick, and then we're gonna do, we're gonna do what we gotta do.
Being that it's Monet, I'll accept that, for sure.
All of this shit is just kind of coming together as she goes.
For sure. Since Kane lost his aggressive ignorance in season 2, bro lets Monet know that he's not going to be manipulated like she's basically doing to the others.
Drew, yeah, bro, I see what you got going on. I see you.
Yep. Monet tells Kai that she wants a partnership and she's willing to give her body to bro to make it happen.
Wild. What's the deal? Yeah, you get these bricks and this ass. What? Red flags. Red flags. The explanation that she offers up is soft as fuck too. Yeah, I mean, Lorenzo came home and started running the business that he built when he got out of jail. So I'm not necessarily mourning the loss of my husband. I'd have been like, oh, okay.
Disloyal.
And you said you want to do what? You said you want to link up with me, and you just said that you're not mourning your husband's death because he took over the business that he built. Red flag, nigga. Red flag.
For sure. For sure. Shots go off outside, and Monet has to try to kill bro, and after a struggle, Kane comes in to save the day. Monet then texts from bro's cell phone and make it look like Kyle was in on Lorenzo's murder. Not
your plan was the prison poke, my boy. Like, who do you think you are? First of all, that is how Swarm should have ended. What happened to Monet? Well, excluding the end with Kane saving her. That's how Swarm should have ended.
Agreed.
The second time Homegirl tried to kill a grown ass man, he should have smacked that shit out of her head and proceeded to beat her head in.
1,000%.
Like what just happened in Power is what happens if a woman with a goddamn scalpel tried to stab a man to death.
Yikes.
That shit was pitiful.
It was, for sure.
This is what I'm saying. These plans are terrible. They are just going by the seat of their pants. And when I seen her pull out that phone, I was like, "Ooh, you's a grimy motherfucker. You has got to be the grimiest MFer I have ever seen in the Power universe." But that had to have been the goal. Like, let's find the most cutthroat character in all of Power. Man, it might be Rock, Kanan, and Monet jockeying for position. They all right there.
Yep, for sure. Effie didn't fill out her FAFSA application, and she's looking for financial aid but can't get it. She then gets told that her tuition is paid for the end of the semester. She texts Kane on some unappreciative shit, and Kane texts back that she's welcome. She then smiles.
Budding relationship.
Yeah, you know.
Budding relationship.
For sure. The Tejadas show up to the Russians with Kai's head and ask for a truce, to which the Russians agree. Simple enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fair.
Simple enough.
Truce? Yeah.
Davis brings his dying brother to his favorite place, and Davis begins binge drinking. Theo seems to be mad upset that Davis compromised nearly everything by getting him out. I almost thought bro forgot he was dying until he asked to be dropped off at the treatment facility. Like, damn, bro, I got you out so we can fucking help you live.
Yeah, like that whole scene, again, I think the chemistry is just off with those two actors right now. It comes off very weird. He does come off hella unappreciative, but then drop me off at the clinic and don't visit me. So yes, please take me to the place that I would only be if you did exactly what you did so that I can reap the benefits, but don't ever come and see me afterwards. Yo. And again, maybe this scene would have played completely different if that was Redman, but it's not. And that shit looked and sounded weird as fuck. Like,
agreed.
Like, you can be upset because you know something else happened, but the last thing you doing is exiling your brother that just saved your fucking life, and then using the benefit that he gave you. Give a damn if you broke me out of prison your damn self.
Yep.
The hell?
Okay. 88 Sullivan called bro Agent Young, so I think the actor is the same as far as Angela's nephew, but it's not Paz's son. Because wouldn't it be Agent Valdez or maybe not? Maybe he has a different last name.
His name has to not have the association with his very controversial ADA auntie.
Could be. I don't know. Once again, 88 Sullivan and Blanca did absolutely nothing but get to move forward with their Rico. Well, actually, Effie got caught on the camera, so I guess Sullivan did do one thing, but Blanca still ain't do shit but have a hunch. A hunch that's based off of harassing the St. Patrick family for years.
Right? Literally years.
Like, come on, like that's what your hunches are based off of.
It literally, it's harassment until they stumble upon something and then it turns into police work. It's literally following these people around, calling them criminals, not knowing what the fuck you talking about or where the pieces fit until you stumble across something and it's like, oh no, it's actually like this. See? Police work.
Thank you.
And that's why less than half of the crimes that happen in this country actually get solved. Which is, again, this is another numbers versus perception thing when we start talking about, oh, I don't even know why y'all think selling drugs could end well. I don't know. It's not as if there's $1 billion industry above and below board in this country, you know, with selling narcotics.
Facts.
Who would have ever thought that was a legitimate money-making pathway?
Facts.
People have certainly stopped using drugs here.
Tariq calls Lauren, and Lauren is being moved out of the safe house. Tariq says he has proof that she can trust him and that he only needs about 5 minutes.
You couldn't have played that shit over the phone. You couldn't have played that recording for her over the phone so that she could have ran away and not given no testimony to the grand jury? No. Or whoever, to the judge, whoever they were going to at the moment?
No, because they had to have Tariq do the extra shit that he does in the next scene. Anyway.
You could have sent the voice file.
Yes.
You literally could have sent her the voice file. My head is about to explode. My shit is about to explode, fam. You could have texted her that fucking voice file. There's absolutely no reason why you had to be there to play that for her.
Yes, there is, bro. Power wanted him to do all that extra shit. Gordo apparently convinced the Castillos to drop the whole 50-50 shit. Drew finds out that the number Monet texted was Gordo's number, and so he is in on the lie as well. Drew shot Gordo, and Monet is still on bullshit.
True. And again, this is very convenient for the story and it moving along. But you didn't stop and say, you need to explain right the fuck now before you die. I need to know everything right now. Why did you do this? It don't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. Drew, why does it make sense that Gordo killed your father? Because you've seen these text messages, right? Right? Okay, why else? Why did he kill your dad? What did he kill your dad for, Drew? Are you not interested why the love of your life murders your father and his uncle? What if they murdered Lorenzo because they found out that your mother, or they found out what actually happened to Frank, number one, and who was the one that made the call to do that? Maybe that was the reason why they killed Lorenzo. You think? Maybe? And if they did, then who the fuck told them? That's 2 questions. It takes you 30 seconds. You still want to kill him after that? Kill him. That's 2 seconds and 30 seconds that would have saved you a whole lot of heartbreak. You still might have killed him, but at least you would have knew who to kill next.
Fair enough. Apparently, Brayden found out that his pops is basically Bernie Madoff, and Kiki tries to stop him. Bro tells his uncle Lucas, and Lucas tells him that he's the one that started the shit. Brayden calls them all criminals, and their response was hilarious. Lucas has emerged as a new hilarious big bad in the season. Then Lucas made a Rachel Dolezal reference, which I don't think made sense.
He's like, before you... Oh, it definitely makes sense.
Well, how? I didn't get it.
Because their money is tied up into this bullshit Ponzi scheme he got going on. Tariq's trust fund, probably a lot of the revenue that they're trying to clean through Westin Holdings. He got a lot of money pumping through that air bubble he got going on right now. So what he's saying is, don't go all Rachel Dolezal and be the white boy trying to be black and go choose them over me.
Okay, gotcha.
Because if you do, I'm going to burn you. And you're going to get a whole lot more jail time and a lot less cushy prison.
Fair enough. I was like, what? Huh?
Yeah.
Makes sense. All right. Tariq paid a DEA employee for his uniform, which is wild because all he had was a bunch of ones with 100 wrapped around it. At least that's all the guy could see before handing all his shit over. They move Lauren and she heads to use the bathroom. Tariq plays her the tape of the convo he had with Effie and she believes him. Lauren also lets Tariq know that Sax knew about all this shit.
So wait, did he pay a police officer for his badge?
I don't see that was the weird part because I don't think he was an officer. I think he just worked for the building because he was like hosing down the garage or whatever.
Okay, fine.
That's that. If he wasn't hosing,
if it's a janitor, okay, cool. Now a janitor that works at the police office.
Well, he was a DEA. He had DEA a badge.
That's what I'm saying. I felt like he was a cop. I felt like that was an agent.
The only reason I said maybe it's not is because he was hosing down the little garage area. But other than that,
if he paid a DEA agent to wear his uniform on the night that they're bringing in a federal witness. No possible way that could ever come by anybody in the ass.
Absolutely not. For sure.
Oh my God. Witness tampering, intimidation. Oh my goodness.
Yep. The Tejadas are having a family dinner, and the DEA pull up along with 88 Sullivan and Blanca. They have an arrest warrant for Diana because of the photo.
Yo, what's up with these psychopaths? Having dinner after you killed your boyfriend is crazy. That is straight up SZA energy.
Maybe not just having dinner in general, but like the way they're all gleefully like, oh, I've been waiting for this dinner.
That is, I just killed my ex energy. Kill Bill for sure. What are you doing? Go crawl up in the bed and cry like a normal human being.
We're talking about the people who came from Monet, who killed Lorenzo, and then acted like everything was good after that. So,
oh my god, those situations making me sick to my stomach. Yeah, and then the fact that they started with Diana means they want to start cranking the pressure up. That was just too easy of a layup, man. Because they know they grab Tariq, they grab Effie, they grab Brayden. They'll shut up, they'll lawyer up. They've been through this. They know what to do.
Yeah.
You grab Diana, not only is she new to all of this in terms of dealing directly with the police, but also, you know, Monet are probably pressed to get her out.
Sure. And she's been throughout a lot of this stuff. I mean, she's obviously been drug dealing with Lorenzo, and obviously she did the whole rage cop thing with Monet. So there's a little bit of, you know, evidence to be found amongst her, but who knows if they'll actually get it.
I mean, yeah, she had a couple bricks in there, man. So it's like, maybe if she had a brick, we could, you know, maybe get her some lighter time. But they're going to charge her as a co-conspirator.
Yeah. Yep.
They're going to say that she's part of Monet's criminal organization, and that's how they're going to treat her to try to get a reaction out of Monet that worsens the situation for her, which is pretty clockable. It's pretty clockable.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can count on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think killing Gordo was the first step. Because now we got both of your babies. We got a murder on the Castillo. We got distributing drugs at Stansfield. Now, we can overlook some of this. We understand that your children are troubled youth that came from two criminal parents. Maybe we could give them a second chance. But your ass got to go down for this Rico. Let Drew and let Diana go be, let them go be Gunna. But you got to be Young Thug. You got to take the bid.
Absolutely.
That's it for me, man. Give us your thoughts on episode 7 of Power Book 2 Ghost Season 3, episode 7. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Give us your thoughts in the comment prompt below. Come back next week for a review of episode 8.
Absolutely. And make sure you check out our previous episode review, episode 6, as well as our playlist full of Power reviews, including Power Book 2 Ghost, Power Book 3 Raising Kanan, and Power Book 4 Force. And make sure you subscribe for more.